Hello, my name's Daniel Smith. I'm from Microsoft Studios. I'm the producer of Ori and the Blind Forest, and yeah, welcome to Comic-Con. I'm here to show you just a small slice of the game here. We're honored to be here showing off the game, and yeah, there's been some good buzz at Comic-Con. It's been a great show so far. So what we're looking at here, this is more or less the beginnings of Ori, and what you've discovered is that you're in more or less a forest with corruption. So you're actually a spirit guardian. You're working to purify the forest. One unique thing about Ori you're being introduced to right now. We have a fairly unique save system. So at any point that you actually have energy, you're able to hold down B and cast what's called Soul Link. So if at any point I die, I'll actually, I'm more or less in charge of my own destiny here. And if I die, I'll spawn right back from wherever I Soul Linked. Great way for us to design around a game that has more or less some pretty difficult moments. Soul Link actually becomes quite more. It becomes your hub where you access your ability tree and whatnot. So here I'm approaching a segment where I'm going to meet my companion for the remainder of the journey. This is Sign, a spirit flame. We wanted combat to feel very fluid and fast. You'll notice that the combat I can do with Sign has sort of a homing feel to it. Really, that's because a lot of times during the combat, you want to be shooting while you're dodging, while you're doing another ability. So a lot of the abilities sort of mesh and play nicely with each other. Here I've earned an ability point. Each time you earn an ability point, it kind of makes a safety zone around you. So here, I'll show you real quickly. Oh, this is a little shot of our mini-map here. We're working towards refining this a little bit, but I'll give you a little sneak peek of kind of how big the rest of the world is. We're shooting for a 10-hour game, so you can imagine there's going to be quite a bit of gameplay. We're really inspired by a lot of games of our childhood that are Metroidvania style, Symphony of the Night and Super Metroid and things like that. So I've actually laid down a Soul Link here before. I can tap B here and access my skill tree. We've identified a lot of people approach the game differently. The bottom track is more combat-based. The middle track is more utilitarian, sort of exploration-based, and then the top actually is exclusive to Soul Link, making Soul Link quite a bit stronger. So let's see, right now I'm going to opt for a little bit stronger attack. I can now shoot 3 flames instead of 2. We worked pretty hard on the art style, although it wasn't the primary focus from the beginning. Our primary focus was really nailing controls. Really wanted the controls to feel very, very, very fluid. You'll notice really there's never a level platform. And so we're going for that pixel perfect. You'll notice Ori, whenever he's running, he's really dipping to the contours of the environment. This is a save pedestal. Think Castlevania. These are kind of the pedestals that are very far in between, and you'll actually be able to restore all your health and energy here. So there's some technical things that we're pretty proud of with this game. First of all, we don't use any tiling at all. Really, all the art pieces you see in this particular scene are exclusive to this scene. You'll never see them again, and so you can imagine in a 10-hour experience, quite a bit of art is actually punched into the game. Another thing that I think we're fairly proud of, we're working with Unity. We have a great relationship with Unity. And there's something that we're more or less coining as continual content streaming. So you might notice I haven't hit a loading screen yet. There's never a single loading screen throughout the entire game, through a 10-hour experience. We just felt like loading, we wanted to really find a way to combat that because honestly, let's face it, like loading times really more or less pull you out of immersion. So we just felt like if we could solve that, we could just have you be completely immersed, for much longer. One thing that's worth noting, a lot of people ask about the story and that the trailer was very touching. And if you like the trailer, there's a lot more emotion coming. We're really trying to marry deep narrative storytelling with very pixel-perfect platforming, Metroidvania-style gameplay. We're inspired by a lot of stories that have sort of fantastical creatures with very human problems. So we pull from things like the Iron Giant and the Lion King and things like that. Really classic tales. There's quite a few people who also can't help but mention, like, oh, this reminds me of Studio Ghibli or Princess Mononoke, and we're completely honored by that, just because we love those films too. So.